Hey, it's Doris with Aldi Books, and I have a bunch of books to talk about. I was on vacation, as you may have noticed, and I got to stop in and shop at two really big bookstores with fellow booktubers. So, fun times and lots of books purchased. So, just jumping right in, I got to share my merchandise as well at Powell's, the infamous Powell's, which is like it's a whole city block. So anyway, I got this book bag because I needed to carry my books around. So in Portland. So yes. Anyway, it was overwhelming. I didn't even know where to start, and I didn't want to like peruse everything and buy everything. So I was trying to limit myself. So at Powell's, they had a display of new nonfiction that looked really fascinating. So I just kind of perused that to buy myself a treat. You'll see how this goes. But I picked up The Plant Messiah by Carlos Magdalena, Adventures in Search of the World's Rarest Species. So this gentleman is a botanist who curates a museum in Kew, which I had to look that up. It's in London. So yes, he goes around the world collecting rare endangered plants and brings them back and propagates them, and I think this will be fascinating. So that was my first purchase, and then I decided that I would let myself buy a couple of BookTube prize books that I'm fairly confident I'm going to enjoy. I have 3 to read, but I just bought 2 this is for the semifinals. So I got Freshwater by Akwaeke Emezi and Happiness by Aminata Forna. Can't really talk about these at the moment, but I'm sure you've heard of both of these by now. And then I was gonna stop there, but Stephanie from Time to Read, I was there with her and Amy Poole, and Stephanie flashed this cover, and palm trees are one of my cover by push buttons. So I was very intrigued. So I went to investigate what she was looking at. And these are both by Mario Vargas Llosa, or Llosa, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. A Nobel Prize winning author. And yes, this one is essays. So it's another nonfiction. This is an essay collection, Visions of Latin America. And then this one, The Feast of the Goat, is focusing on a woman's life. What's her name? Urania Cabral. And she's 49 when the book opens, but it flashes back, I think, to the 60s with the dictator, the goat, of the Dominican Republic. So I think these will be very interesting reads. And then dear Stephanie wanted to buy me a book, so I let her. This one she thinks is brilliantly, darkly funny. Herman Koch's The Dinner. And I don't normally read blurbs, but I'm going to do that here because I think these are really good. And since I haven't researched them myself, I don't know as much about them. But this shivers kept shooting up my backbone as I became engrossed in Koch's darkly disturbing tale of family life. Yes. And then the blurb on the back is, one evening in Amsterdam, 2 couples meet for dinner. They need to discuss their teenage sons. The boys have committed a horrifying crime caught on CCTV. They remain unidentified, except by their parents. How far will each couple go to protect their child? It sounds very intriguing, yes? So that was in Portland at Powell's. Oh, and I have a bookmark. You want to see my Powell's bookmark? There is Powell's. How cool. And then I went to, I have another bookmark. The Elliott Bay Book Company. This is in Seattle. I went there with Adam from Memento Mori. They put these little papers in all their books. I thought that was cute. So, and I got a book back there because, again, I needed to carry my books around. Look at this. Snore in peace. That is just perfect. Absolutely. 100% perfect. So, isn't it, guys? Anyway. So, again, overwhelming. Wow. So there, when you enter the store, they have a display of books from Pacific Northwest authors. So I thought that was really spot on, brilliant, and perfect for my travels. So I chose a book from those shelves, and it wasn't really hard. Buzz Bees by Thor Hansen, The Nature and Necessity of Bees. I'd been wanting this one, so it was a treat to get it from the region where the author was from. And then I was going to stop there, but there were bargain tables, so I perused those and found 3 bargains. So I got David McCullough's The Johnstown Flood. Been wanting this. I got turned on to David McCullough recently. He's a nonfiction author who writes on very interesting topics very well. So my first read was the Panama Canal, and I think he's got some presidential ones, and this one historical event. I also got William Faulkner's Absalom. This one, it's a vintage red spine edition, but this cover is just gorgeously Southern U.S. So, yes. And then I got John Krakauer's Under the Banner of Heaven, another one that I've been interested in reading. This is religion that has gone way too far. So, interested to get started on that one. And then Adam gifted me a book from his bookshelves. Oh, I'm in love with this book. And I didn't know when he gave it to me, but the end papers are also the Rockwell, and the back one is a different scene. So, Apollo is the publisher, has done a great job with these. This one again, Adam loves. So I'm just going to read the blurb as well. This is by Christina Stead to give you a little flavor for what this one is. This crazy, gorgeous family novel is one of the great literary achievements of the 20th century. That's kind of what Adam said. I carry it in my head the way I carry childhood memories. The scenes are of such precise horror and comedy. Intriguing. That I feel I didn't read the book so much as live it. All of the June Saturday afternoon, Sam Pollitt's children were on the lookout for him as they skated around the dirt sidewalks and seamed old asphalt of R Street and Reservoir Road. Oh, this is set in, well, this is published in 1940, so it'll give you a little clue about it as well. But Sam and Henry Pollitt have too many children, too little money, and too much loathing for each other. So we're getting dark. Some dark booktubers here. As Sam uses the children's adoration to feed his own voracious ego, Henry becomes a geyser of rage against, no, Henny. Henny is the wife. Henny becomes a geyser of rage against her improvident husband. And caught in the midst of it all is Louisa, Sam's watchful 11-year-old. So, very, very intrigued. Oh, and this is an Aussie author that had moved to the States, so, and wrote in the States. So that'll be super interesting. And then we have a short story collection from Adam. This is, I think, one of his favorite authors, short story authors at least. What we talk about when we talk about love. This was published in 1970s, early 1970s. Yeah. Raymond Carver's fiction is so spare in manner that it takes a time before one realizes how completely a whole culture and a whole moral condition is represented by even the most seemingly slight sketch. So yeah, this will be very interesting. It sounds something you have to like ponder and absorb and make connections. I love those. Yes, the second volume of stories is clearly the work of a full-grown master. And lastly, we picked out a buddy read, Outline by Rachel Cusk. I think I've seen this on Alex's channel recently. This is a loose trilogy, so I'm hoping I enjoy it because the second one in the trilogy has a disturbing praying mantis photo on it. But yeah, this one sounded super, and I didn't even read the blurb. I just said, okay, Adam. But I just read it just now and it sounds super interesting. Outline is a novel in 10 conversations. Spare and lucid, it follows a novelist teaching a course in creative writing over an oppressively hot summer in Athens. She leads her students in storytelling exercises. She meets other writers for dinner. She goes swimming in the Ionian Sea with her seatmate from the plane. The people she encounters speak volubly about themselves, their fantasies, anxieties, pet theories, regrets, and longings. And through these disclosures, a portrait of the narrator is drawn by contrast. A portrait of a woman learning to face a great loss. That sounds really good. Really good. And that's all I got, but I wanted to share this one that my son, Gabriel, he's 15. He's almost 16 now. No, he's midway. Anyway, he picked this one up at in Seattle. The Secret History of the Mongol Queens. How the Daughters of Genghis Khan Rescued His Empire by Jack Weatherford. So this is Genghis Khan. Apparently his sons were rather inept and his daughters took over the empire when he, I guess, passed away and kept it running smoothly. And they have been taken out of history at some point, and Jack Weatherford has researched and put them back in it. So yeah, I think that I may need to read this at some point as well. So that's what I got from this haul. I gotta film the ones that I acquired prior to the trip. Spoiler alert, I'm not gonna break even this month. So let's get to those next. Thanks so much for watching, and I will obviously be back soon.